are you sleepy?
You know when I drink, my eyes get low, and I'm tired. Don't
We
do
could have
that.
been done an hour.
Don't even do that. All right.
Welcome to another episode of the Planner Suite. You all are used to seeing just Amy and I, but today we have another member of the AC team.
Woo! Hey y'all!
So go ahead, tell us your name.
I'm Destiny, and I am a part of the Amy Cynthia event team.
Hey,
Shout out to the team. So we are so excited to have you on today, and we're going to be talking about networking as a bridal professional.
Yeah.
So thinking about that, how do you all network as bridal professionals? What are some things you do? Like,
I don't think I call
do
it
you attend
networking.
any special conferences? Like, what do you do?
It is networking. Well, I'm going to step away for that just a little bit, and I'm just going to say I just try and make friends. I make friends with people in the industry, and it can be intimidating because some people are like, they think it's like competition, but it's really like collaboration over competition. And I remember when I first started, people didn't really accept it that way. They thought that I was trying to be like shady, but it's like, no, I just want you to be my friend. Like, I want to share the same struggles with you
Yes.
that I go through with other
Right.
people. I don't know, Destiny, how do you feel?
No, I definitely feel the same way, especially like at weddings. I feel like I do my best networking at weddings and meeting different vendors there. Having discussions all night long about them and then connecting with them. I stalk them on Instagram after. I follow them and I will slide in their DMs.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And just say, hey, it was super nice meeting you last night. I hope that, you had a great time. Thank you for choosing and working with Amy Cynthia Events. So yeah, I'm an Instagram stalker.
Right. Yeah, I think Instagram and the DMs is like a great way to network and meet people. Similar to like what you said, every time I work with someone, I'm like, it was so great working with you. As soon as they post something about the wedding, I'm like, oh my gosh, so great working with you. And that's just how you connect with people when they post stuff. It's like, oh, that looks good or beautiful, just kind of commenting on their work. And then from there, you build that friendship, you build that relationship. Then a lot of times you're able to reach out to them like, hey, I need you real quick. Can you help me with this? So yeah, I think building that relationship, that friendship is very important. Just so you have that group of vendors and people that you can call on, you can work with, you can recommend people to them. I think that's very important. It's like build your network of people.
And don't be intimidated too. Like if you see someone and you like their work, like go up to them and introduce yourself. Like that's the part of networking that you need to like, everyone needs to tap into. Because like if you see that person and you're like, oh, I really like their work, but I'm intimidated because I'm not there yet. I mean, I know I'm still that way actually a little bit. But I'm just being honest. Sometimes it's intimidating sometimes, but I mean, that's the only way you create relationships. That's the only way you learn. That's the only way that you can, possibly open doors that you never thought of opening. Especially when you're not going to like conferences and networking events, because that can be difficult, especially when as small business owners, if people aren't throwing those small, like, those networking events in your area, that can be a little difficult. So as far as Whitney and Destiny, what are some things that you kind of do to network in the area just with event planning? Even if it's not going to networking events or conferences, like how do you guys market yourself as event planners?
That's honestly a good question.
So I would say things like open houses. Like when something new opens up, you go to the open house. I think open houses are a great way to like meet a large group of people at one time. Because a lot of times when someone is opening a venue or like celebrating something, they've been in the industry for a while. So people are going to come to their events. They're going to come to their things. So yeah, like open houses, stuff like that.
Yeah, honestly, I think that's an area of growth for me. Of like is like networking and putting myself out there. Working events and everything is fine and it's very personable. But like putting myself and taking that effort and like doing things first, I think that's something that I would definitely like to grow in. Because I wouldn't just think to go to an open house. Like, I don't know those people. I'm not going there. But if someone invited me, I would go with you. But I wouldn't just see that they're having an event and just go myself.
Right. I know that with me, took the leap of faith and I went to Munaluchi, like Bron invited me. He was like, "Oh, are you going to the Munaluchi conference, the Coterie?" And I was like, "Oh, well, I was a part of the Coterie, so I'll step back for a second." A lot of different wedding blogs, magazines, etc. That you're able to join a membership with them so that they market you. People can go to their platform, find different wedding planners, florists, etc. A lot of different platforms do it. So I signed up with Munaluchi, and that is the largest multicultural magazine based in the U.S. So I joined with them, and then from there they have a conference called the Coterie, which is basically it helps you build your business, network, et cetera, meet with the owners, et cetera. And they help you basically, it's a 4-day conference, somewhere tropical, somewhere beautiful that you go to. And that makes it even better. I'm not
Where are
gonna
some
lie.
places that they've had it?
They've done South Africa. I didn't go to that one. They've done Jamaica. They've done the Cayman Islands. They've done basically all over. I've been to Destin, Florida, the Cayman Islands, and I'll be going this year as well. So it's a really cool experience, but you meet people from all over. You meet the photographers you never thought you would meet that you stalk on Instagram. You see the people that are doing the decor that you're like, how did y'all even do that? Who paid for that? Like, seriously, you see all that.
Yeah.
But then you meet the editors. You meet the people. Like, a lot of people wonder, like, with the social media world is like, wow, how do I get on that blog? How is that person being posted on that page? And honestly, it's building relationships. It's talking to the editors. It's talking to those people to be like, okay, hey, like, nice to meet you.
Right.
You know, I'm Amy Cynthia Events. You know, this is my work. When you see my work, you know, I would love to be on your page or et cetera. Or even just going to those different magazines and submitting your work.
Right.
Like submitting your work to be published, which is huge. So networking is full circle. It's not only in corporate America, it's with your small businesses too.
And that makes me think about when you network with like those type of vendors, helping build the clientele that you want.
Right.
Because the clients that you want have
Right.
those
Light
vendors, so
bulb,
putting your
ding,
stuff
ding,
out
ding,
there.
ding, ding. I mean, you
So
just hit it.
Yeah, to
Right.
get your clientele that you want, because you see what they can do and you're like, I know what I'm capable of.
Right.
Now I need my clients
Right.
to be on board
Yeah.
and to book those.
No. That's huge. It's marketing for who you want, and it's also using the vendor team that you want that is attracting what your ideal client, basically. Yeah.
I think another great example of networking is just like you do build genuine friendships. And I'm thinking of Infield's Photography. You know, that is my friend. I always call him my bestie, but we met at a wedding. And I was like helping him, you know, with shots with the bride. And then from there, it's always like, oh, is Myron the photographer? Or he's like, is Whitney working this wedding? Like, he is genuinely my friend. We be in the DMs like, I love this. This looks so good. Or like, you know, he's like, thank you for helping me. So like a lot of times when you network and you build those relationships, it kind of builds into a friendship too.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And Myron always says he loves Amy Cynthia Events, but I really know he loves Whitney. I mean, he loves Whitney. That is the reality of it all.
You know, and I'm kind of thinking also photographers are like the easiest people to network with.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's because they are literally there all
Right.
day with us and we're talking to them and we're creating with them and we're sharing with them. Because that makes me think of Chad.
Yes.
And I feel like anytime we do an event together, it's like we are besties and we're
Right.
hanging out. That's my dancing buddy. We are on the dance floor, but we only talk like
At weddings.
At weddings.
Yeah.
But just have a true connection when like working together.
Yeah, I think photographers are the most relatable because
Right.
the pressure is on. The pressure is on as a wedding planner, but to have to deliver a gallery of photos and not know if they're gonna like it. So I think we're so relatable in that sense,
Right.
of like we understand, we get it. You know, we just want them to be happy overall. So I think photographers are like our little besties in a way.
Yes.
And you know another great way to network that I think people take this so lightly is just a tag. Like, just tag me in the work.
Ooh,
Like,
no.
Tag all the vendors. Like, don't leave anybody out. I think that's the biggest way to network because a tag goes so far. And people discredit how much a tag can benefit someone.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I sometimes forget to tag people, but when I forget, I go back and I add you in. Like sometimes it might be like the first day or first hour, and I see them liking. I'm like, oh, I forgot that person.
So, question. Who is responsible for creating all the tags?
So I'm not gonna lie to you. It's me. It's us.
It's the planner, yeah.
And honestly, if you're a good planner, you should be sending the tag list out to all of your vendors. Then no one can be left out. So if you send that email out to all of your vendors and say, "Hey, this is the list of people. This is their social media," no one should be left off.
Yes.
Like recently did a wedding. I went ahead and I knew the wedding was good. I didn't want anyone to be left out. Everyone there deserved to be shout out. I sent a text message to all of them. I noticed one vendor was not using it. That bothered me. Honestly, that bothered me. Ooh.
That's a pick and choose your battle moment.
Yeah.
I agree, but sometimes I feel like, especially as planners, we create this room of vendors, right? That we all feel deserve to be in the room. And it's kind of like, why do you feel like you can't tag the other? Like, we all created greatness in this room. And sometimes sometimes we forget,
Right.
But those tags are important.
So important.
They're so important. Like, you cannot miss credit for someone to creating that little piece. Like, weddings and decor is literally like 6 to 7 different people that created that one vision.
Right.
You can't not tag that one person because people are looking.
Right.
And that is a client, that is money that you're taking away from a small business owner because you forgot to tag them.
You taught me that. Yeah, with my first solo wedding, you told me to create the list in my notes. So then all I had to do was like copy and paste it and send it out to everybody. It's important.
And that makes me think of like with cricketing and doing small things for weddings, but I see it when the content is posted. I'm like, wait a minute,
Where's my tag?
Where's my tag?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I sometimes do forget, and it's not intentional. But if you ever forget someone, go back, edit it, put them back in, because social media is literally a pioneer in the marketing industry right now.
Yes.
And it's crazy how many people for weddings and events are getting those weddings and events because of a tag. Like, people are getting booked off of a tag.
No one's using Google.
Yeah.
You're not Googling.
They're not.
Yeah.
They're seeing the wedding, they're seeing the likes, they're seeing the views, and they're seeing if you're doing other ones, and they're following your page and they're going to your website. That's exactly what they're doing. And if you leave someone off a tag, they're losing money because of it.
They're not even going to your website. They scrolling
Going to
on
your
page.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, and let's
looking
talk.
at your posts.
And I think we've gone off on a tangent a little bit about networking, but I'll just say that, like, let's talk about how vendors don't like to answer DMs. I used to be one of those vendors that put in the thing, no DMs. And I was like, sometimes people don't know. I was like, serious inquiries, go to my website. And now I entertain DMs. I entertain it, and I literally transition the conversation to, hey, if you want to talk more, put in an inquiry on my website and then schedule
a consultation.
A consultation.
It's nothing to just send the link to them and be like, hey, thank you so much for DMing me, but can you please just email me or send a consultation,
Follow
submit
my
a
process.
consultation form. Yeah. Don't ignore the DM. And don't be rude. Don't say, oh, I don't do DMs. It takes literally seconds to just send the link. Like, do you want the business or not? That's all it boils down to is, do you want the business or not?
And you know what that reminds me of is, like, I know sometimes I get frustrated with hairstylists. Can we have a moment of silence? Can we have a moment of silence for the hairstylists that have, like,
everybody bow your head.
The crazy no, seriously, the crazy booking links that is like da 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 da, and if you are late 15 minutes, you have to pay $700 extra. But if I'm late 30 minutes, you just have to wait. And I think that's frustrating, but it's about being easy to do business with. And it goes both ways with really everything. You want to be easy to do business with. And if you're difficult, they're not going to want to work with you.
And I'll be honest, if I go into a site and it's too much work or it's too much to do, I'm just going to get off. Like, I'm not even going to bother to read. I'm not going to bother to do all that. I'll find somebody else. Like, so make your sites digestible, make them easy to navigate, make the communication open and easy for them to contact you. Yeah.
One thing, back to networking, and just something that popped in my head. Networking also helps me create my preferred vendor list.
Yes.
Which I think is super important because especially with our initial conversations with brides or couples, and they ask, who do you recommend? And I like being able to recommend someone and have that list accessible. I think it's super important. That's one thing I love about networking. It's like, you know what? I'm gonna put you on my preferred vendor list. I gotta work with you first because your game, you might talk a good game, but I need to see your work ethic.
Right.
But creating that list is something that I love as well with networking.
Yes.
Yeah. So photographers, videographers, makeup artists, if you guys want to get into the wedding industry that you currently are not in, go ahead and comment below, tag your page, your website, put it below. We can all help each other, and we can use social media as a way to network, even if it's just in the comments.
Kind of like a follow train. Like
a follow train.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
Follow train.
We trying to get to 6K followers. Follow us.
So also one thing that I love that we do at Amy Cynthia Events is Business in Bloom.
Yeah.
So our annual networking event that we have in Richmond, and Amy, you tell us about it.
Yeah. So
get started with that.
I just wanted to do like just some sort of networking to bring everyone together. I really want to bring everyone together because I feel like there was all of these different events happening in Richmond, and I felt like there needed to be something for the African American community. That's what I felt like. All of the vendors, there's so many of us. Mm-hmm. So I was like, okay, let's do Before the Madness. And it was Before the Madness because it was before events got crazy. Mm-hmm. So I was like, okay, it's Before the Madness. And then this year it was Before the Madness, but Before the Madness Business in Bloom, because let's find a way to bloom and blossom into this new business. And it was a little personal for me because I want to take my business to the next level. So I was like, okay, this year we're blooming. So that's the reason why I did that. But basically, the goal is to create a next level experience for event professionals because we're always creating experiences for our clients. Why can't someone create an experience for us? So right now we do it in Richmond, Virginia. So if you are around the country and you want to come, please do. Next year, we'll drop the date and you can come. Our first year was free. Our second year, we charged. And I think I'm going to go back to making it free. I think I want to make it free. And I want you guys to come.
I think that makes it accessible for
I'm
other
laughing
people.
because my husband is right over there. My husband's like, no.
I don't have an opinion either way because being at the first one and the second one, I feel like the turnout was amazing at both.
I just want people to come. I don't want, as we talked about, just networking is important to me. Networking got me to where I am here today. I didn't even know if I was networking right. But if I had opportunities to be in a room like people who were like-minded like me that I could talk to about different business scenarios and things like that, I would love it. I just want to open the door for other people to come to that.
I don't know. Free. I love free, but I also feel like when you charge, it's like that seriousness of like, I want to show up and I want to be here. So that's just my opinion about it.
I'm gonna think about it. It's an Amy Cynthia event, so we'll all think about it and we'll figure it out.
So stay tuned and make sure you're following Amy Cynthia Events to know when the date is and make sure that you attend. Yeah, and the planner suite, because we'll be advertising it on there as well.
And because we have a new Amy Cynthia Events team member on, Destiny, drop your tags, your information so they can follow you.
So my tag is at Dobie with 4 Y's. So DOBYYYY.
All the Y's, girl. And then really quickly, because Destiny is gatekeeping a little bit. Destiny is, she's a planner, but she has a business page. She does something as well.
Yes, I also Cricut. Most recently, the onesie making station has been extremely popular. So you can also follow that page at Created with Destiny, of course.
And so that's for personalized birthday stuff, wedding stuff.
Yes.
The onesie station for baby showers. She does it all.
All the things.
She does the mirrors that everyone's seeing at weddings. That's a trend. We're going to talk about that on our wedding trends episode. But all those wedding trends that are personalized, Destiny's doing it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying.
So before we head off, we've been talking about networking, and I just want to get y'all's opinion on a few things. So I'm going to ask you some questions. Don't think about it. Just answer. It's this or that. I'm just going to...
As in me and Amy?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Because I know the questions, so I can't answer. So I'm going to ask you all the questions. And
why didn't you tell us these before?
That's what we do
right,
at the Planner Suite. That's what we do here at the Planner Suite. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you 2 choices and just quickly tell me which you prefer.
What do I win?
This seat on the planner suite.
Girl, what?
All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. Large conference or small conference?
Small conference.
Small conference.
Okay. You make the first move or someone come up and talk to you?
Someone comes up to me, I'm shy. I like to be approached.
If I've had liquid courage, or if it's a man and he's attractive, I probably
A
will ask.
vendor?
Yes.
It could be a photographer. It could be a male. It could be the DJ. Girl, there's a lot
Oh
of
my
men we
goodness,
work
I'm
with.
so weak.
There's a lot of men we work with. The bartender, the DJ. Honestly, weddings
I'm
are
so
actually low key the place to find a man. I have a man, but I'm just saying,
I
like,
don't
if you
know.
were single
I'm
and
3
you
years
need to
in the
find
game.
somebody going to a wedding.
Next question.
I don't know. I'm 3 years into wedding planning and have not found a man.
It's you, not them.
Where the man, Santana? Where the man? But moving on, would you rather text or call as a follow-up?
Call.
I'm a texter.
You're not gonna respond.
Shut up. I do.
It's going to be on Do Not Disturb, yeah.
I'm
And
stressed over here.
finally, a wedding conference or an expo?
Ooh.
Isn't that the same thing?
Yeah, I think that's like the same thing.
Not quite.
Oh no, a conference is
It's like people
Oh no,
talking.
like sitting down there like lectures. No, definitely
And-
expo. Like
no.
like window shopping.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
No,
you.
because them expos be wild. They be selling you
It'll
real
be like
estate.
200
They be
people
selling
in
you
there,
life
yeah.
I love
insurance.
it. Remember when
And
we
then they
did
have
an
some
expo?
cakes.
That's something we should get back into. That's another topic. But we did an expo before, and that was
I
really
wasn't working
fun.
Okay, Destiny, you remember how we talked about our ideal client and finding the people we want to service?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if we finding them at expos.
We not finding them at the expos we were doing.
Oh, okay. Oh, excuse me.
So maybe we need to get into a different
If you
type
got
of
a bougie
expo.
expo, invite us because clearly.
We can start a bougie expo.
Oh, let's do it. New business adventure. I'm already tired. I'm about to
Before
be
the
more
Madness
tired.
Expo edition.
We could do that.
What is it?
A Before the Madness
like
Expo.
an expo.
Okay. Well, if you guys plan
And,
it, I'll be there.
the vendors, they can come for free and we charge the client.
Yeah.
Okay, so y'all planners, you plan it.
I
I'll be
will.
there.
I will.
So thank you for indulging in that game with me. You all had some great answers.
Whitney, that was fun.
I like that game. I
was
love
fun. I like
games.
that game.
That was good.
Well, that is all for today's episode with the Planner Suite, and we'll see you guys next time.
Next time.
See you.